You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day in Gwinnett County. 44 degrees, going up to a high of 54, so it's pretty darn good. So listen, guys, I gotta tell y'all this, right? So I've been up since about my Fitbit said 5:22 when I looked at it, right? So my goal is to get up every morning at 6 o'clock, exercise, journal, all this stuff, because I've been getting up at 7. So I decided to push it up a notch and get up at 6. So it's 5:22, which is weird because I woke up at 5:22. And everything in me was like, don't get up. You just lay there for a minute, do not get up. So I said, okay, I'm gonna lay till 6 o'clock to my thing, to my time to get up, right? 5:45, 5:55. I was like, oh God, I gotta get up because I said I was gonna do this. And then I wrote a blog post on Good Morning Gwinnett website talking about how I joined the gym and I wasn't going to quit the gym this time. And when I tell y'all, whoo, it was hard getting up this morning. It was hard getting up at 6 o'clock, but I got up. I got to give myself a big pat on the back because I actually got up, got dressed, and went to the gym. I'm so proud of myself because I was like, oh God, I don't want to get up right now. And this crazy thing is, as soon as I walked outside of the door, I got a lot of energy. But getting out of that bed, oh my goodness, I was like, I do not want to get up right now. But it's beautiful outside. It's not too cold. It's a little chilly. It's not too cold. And it's going to go up to 54. So it won't be 75, but it won't be 27 either. So I can roll with the 54. So anyway, beautiful day. I got to tell y'all, this time last year, I was a hot mess. If you go back and listen to January 5th, 2020, I was a mess. That was the hardest day in my life. In my entire time on this earth, that was the hardest day of my life. That's the day I lost my mom. It's been 1 year ago today that I lost my mom. And I still did the show, right? I still did the show. We got the call at 5:15 that morning, and I still did the show at 10 o'clock. So for those of you who are listening for the first time, it wasn't a great show because I was a mess. But I did it anyway. And it was the hardest time of my life, and I'm feeling some kind of way today, and I just wanted to get past this day today. I just wanted to get past this day. So I got up, even though I did not want to get out the bed. And I went to the gym, and I feel great. But boy, when I tell you the thought of this whole week, the whole week that we just went through, this whole week was tough. Like I haven't been, even though I get on here every day and I do my best to give you good energy, there have been a couple of days of the last 10 days that just have been, like from Christmas until now, that has just been tough because my mom loved, just like she loved Thanksgiving, she loved Christmas. Like she just loved buying stuff. Like that was her thing. She just liked to buy stuff, pots and all kinds of stuff. And me, I was always busy, but I would take my iPad, go to her room, and she'll tell me, get this for that one, get that for this one, get that for that. She spent a lot of money at Christmas time. That was her thing. That was the thing that brought her the most joy, was when she could buy stuff for everybody. And she did that every year. She would say, get this, go in there and look for this one. Get the iPad. She'll tell me, get the iPad and come on. And I would get my iPad, take a break, get my iPad, and go in her room and sit down on her walker and buy all the stuff that she would tell me to buy, which was a lot of stuff. Like if you could see some of the pictures from our Christmas, it would have so many gifts, they would be in front of the fireplace. That's how many gifts it would be, because that was her thing. She just loved doing that. And so this whole from around, I probably started to kick in right around the 22nd, like the pain of her not being there, because that's the time that she and my husband will be planning out what the menu's going to be for Christmas. I would be doing last minute shopping for her, and then Christmas would happen and everybody would come over. We'll get up early in the morning. My daughter would separate all the gifts, and then everybody would come into the living room and get their pile of gifts, and she would get hers, and we'll just all open gifts. And then later on that day, everybody else would come over and we'll have dinner and open the rest of the gifts from the grab bag. And that was our thing. So this whole time has just been, it's been rough, but I've been pushing through it. I've been praying through it, and I've made it through. But today is one of them days that I have to pray through. you know, because it was the toughest day of my life, you know. Even though I know my mom she had ill health, I think the thing that bothers me the most is that we lost her because of COVID. I think that's the part that bothers me the most. And I have to get past that, but that's the thing that really bothers me. Because she was the first one to say when the vaccine came out, she was taking it. And we were all, every one of us were like, we're not taking the vaccine. We were like, nope. And she's like, well, I'm going to take it. That's what she said. And she did not get a chance. The vaccine became available in February. And she passed away on January 5th. So she never got a chance to take the vaccine. There are other people out here who have the opportunity to take it, and they won't take it. So when she passed, we knew we had to take the vaccine. You know, we know that that's what she would have wanted, and we all got it. And my brother, myself, my husband, and my uncle, we've all been boosted. So, you know, it's a tough day, but I know she's smiling down on us, and you know, she's always around us. My granddaughter, I don't know, my granddaughter is special, y'all. Like, she sees things that nobody else sees right now, which is the weirdest thing. And she say things. She's 2. She's about to be 3, but she's been saying things and doing things and saying things for a very long time, which is kind of freaky, you know. But she says things, and when my mom passed, she hadn't even turned 2 yet. She still remembers my mom. Like, right now, she'd talk about her. She'll look up to the sky and go, "Hey, Nana," right? And she's 2, but she'll be 3 next in a couple of weeks. But she's been doing it the whole year. Like, so she was 1, and you wouldn't think that she would remember my mom, but she really does. And look, it's like the older she gets, the more she remembers her. It's crazy. You would think that the older she got, because she was still 1 when my mom passed, that she wouldn't remember. But it's like the older she gets, the more she remembers about my mom, which is so weird. And so we, you know, she talks about her, and she look at pictures of her, and she know how my mother walked. You know, she marked how my mother walked. She remember my mother walking with a walker. She know my mother walked bent. Oh, all these little things that, how do you know that at 2 years old? How do you remember that? She remembers all of that stuff. So she's a special baby. And yeah. Anyway, let me get on with this show, y'all. Remember, stick around, because it's also I talk about business in the second segment of the show. It's called # $1 Million Year. If you have a business and you want to take it to $1 million, that's what I'm doing this year. Having a lot of fun doing it. Listen, I just got off a call with someone, one of my partners. As a matter of fact, Derek J. Wilson, who is my co-host on Popcorn and Politics, which airs on Sundays, where we talk to political candidates and political hopefuls and political leaders. And I was telling him, I said, listen, this year for me is about having fun and making money. I got to do both. I can't just focus on making money this year. I got to focus on having fun. Last year was a traumatic year. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. It was traumatic because I went through so many different emotions. I felt like I had a form of PTSD, and I probably still do, to the point where certain things just would trigger me, that things that had never triggered me before in my life. But after this whole COVID and George Floyd, I had a form of PTSD, and I've been working through it, and I'm better, and it gets better every day. But when I tell you, it was pretty bad, but nobody knew. Unless I talked about it on this show, nobody knew. But that's how people live. They live in secrecy. And that was me. And that's still me. Like, I don't talk about it. I've talked about it more on the show than I've ever talked about it, but that's a part of the healing. But anyway, I was telling Derek this morning, I said, listen, my goal for this year right here is to make a lot of money, but I got to have a lot of fun. And he said, that sounds good to me. That's where I am right now. So to get to $1 million in a year is like a challenge, right? I don't even look at it as like, oh my God. It's like, okay, how creative can I be to get to $1 million in a year? How creative, how daring do I have to be? How much courage do I have to have? How brave do I have to be to hit that mark? Because for some people, $1 million is nothing. It's like snack money. For me, to just hit the number, it's the number. It's like, oh my God, I did it, right? It's not even about the money. It's about, can I do it? Right? Can I hit $1 million? You know, it's not like, oh my God, I'm gonna get $1 million, I'm gonna be rich. Because everybody already said once you get the money, it just fades away after the first day. So that's not it. It's about me being able to do it. So the journey of doing it is what I'm attracted to. Can I do it? You know, what is it going to take for me to do that? What do I have to give up for me to do that? So stick around for the second part of the show. That's the $1 Million Year Talk Business. That's the Talk Business segment of the show, and it's # $1 Million Year. So stick around for that. All right. Today is National Bird Day. It's also National Keto Day, which means keto diet, keto day. National Screenwriters Day. Speaking of screenwriters, listen, go check out my daughter's film channel. It's Dolly Vision over on YouTube. She has a show out called Dating Amari. She has a web series called Dating Amari, and it is so funny, y'all. Like, the first episode dropped on Monday. The second episode is going to drop this Monday coming. But I'm in one of the episodes, and when I tell you, I had so much fun acting in the episode. It was hilarious. My daughter inspires me when it comes to film and writing, right? Because I don't call myself a writer, even though I've written probably 7 to 8 books, maybe 10 at this point. I can't even remember. I lost count. I still don't call myself a writer. She can write and bring characters to life. I can't write like that. So she wrote this script called Dating Amari, and it's about all the dates that she's been going on because she's single. And she tries not to be single by dating people, and then she finds out that she's dating the wrong person. Oh, it's like over and over again, but the series is hilarious. And so in episode 1, she's meditating with one of her friends, and the girl says to her, "You've been over here eating flowers and buying rocks." To me, that was so funny, because that's how we live our life. Like, we got flowers and we got stones and crystals everywhere. We got sage that we burn. That's how we live our life. And so to see that in the show is hilarious to me. But y'all got to see the other episodes. Like, the episode that I'm in, I had to try to keep a straight face to do the episode because it was so funny, because I was thinking about what I was going to do. You got to see the episode. It was so funny. And then she had an episode where oh my God, you just got to watch them. So Dolly, let me see, what is it called? Dolly Vision. I told her, listen, you got to buy a domain name so I can tell people how to go to the show easily. Because when you got these long, YouTube, you got to get 100 followers before you get like the name. And nobody's going to put in that long old name with the numbers behind it and all that. I'm always coaching. Like, listen, go buy a domain name and put the domain name so it's easier for people to find you. That way, when they go to look for you, it's simple. And anyway, so I told her that. But I think it's Dolly Vision. Her name is Dominique Hagler. Go check it out. I don't know the name, but she's gonna buy a domain name. I'll tell y'all again so y'all can make sure to subscribe to the channel and also watch next week's episode. You don't want to miss next week's. I'm in episode 3, but next week's episode is hilarious. She's on a date, so you wanna watch it. I'll have tomorrow I'll have the name to her YouTube channel, so you can go and subscribe to the channel. But it's about dating. It's called Dating Amari, and it's hilarious, y'all. It's hilarious. Anyway, it's also National Whipped Cream Day. So, like, if you like whipped cream, go ahead. Y'all know some people eat whipped cream right out the can. My granddaughter loves that. My daughter buys cans of whipped cream and spray it in her mouth. She loves it. Screenwriters Day, National Screen. Listen, you gotta listen. If you have, my daughter and I were talking about this morning. If you have a dream in your heart to write. Don't worry about nothing. Just write. I write stuff all the time. My books probably suck, right? But here's the thing: I took the time to write them. Maybe I could have done a better job, but I felt like, I had some information that I needed to share, and I needed to get it out of my head and onto paper, and that's what I've done. Now, I'm writing a new book. I'm excited about this book. I'm going to put way more time and effort into it. It's not just going to be me doing a brain dump. It's going to be me really intentionally making the best product I can make out of this book, because I thought about, I have to do a course, and I probably could and make way more money. And I probably will at some point. But right now, my spirit is telling me to write this book. It's not telling me to do a course right now. It's not telling me to do all this other stuff that I can do in the marketing world. It's telling me to write a book. And I'm good with that. But what I want to say is, if you have you want to write, right? A children's book, an anthology, if you want to write a novel, if you got a nonfiction in your head, if you just want to write a freaking article, write it. It's so many things you can do right now in this world, y'all. And I ain't gonna even start right now. I'm gonna talk about that on the other side. Because it's really important that you start being authentically you. That's so important. You're gonna be so much more happier. All right, let's get on with these horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thompson for today, Wednesday, January 5th. Hump day, baby. You have made it to the middle. I want to give a happy birthday shout out to my good friend Al Solomon, all the way in heaven. That boy used to make me laugh so much. So he is one of my best friends. They met up and they had a daughter who's my goddaughter, and I call him my brother. Boy, that boy used to make me, I used to laugh so much because he was hilarious. He was just a jokester all the time, and he fell ill And he passed away, and yesterday would have been his birthday. But you want to laugh? Yeah, he used to make me laugh. I used to be laughing like crazy. And I remember one time my friend probably gonna kick my butt, because if you see her, she's very mild mannered and she's easygoing and she likes to laugh and stuff. So one time they came to my house, right? The two of them came together, and so he came through the door first, and I said to him, "What happened to your eye?" And he goes, so he called her Pudge. He said, "Orange." He called me Orange. He called her, like a lot of people call me Orange. He called me Orange. He said Orange. And I'm thinking about this because I can see his face. He said, "Orange, Pudge hit me in my eye." And when he said it, y'all, you had to be there to see his face. I thought I would fall out, and I laughed so hard. And she coming behind him talking all soft and rolling her eyes and stuff. She had hit him in the eye. He had like a bloodshot eye. It's like, "Pudge hit me in my eye," and I called the police on her. I said, "You didn't." She said, "I said you didn't call the police on her." They said, he didn't say police. I said police. He said the police. I called the police on her. I said, he really called the police on her, y'all. It was hilarious. And he made everything funny. Even like the toughest situations, he made funny. Like, he was just a funny person. He kept us laughing. I think the last time we were together, we were at a football game for my goddaughter. She played in the band, and he had came to visit because he was living in North Carolina. And we were at the graduation. We went at a game. We were at my goddaughter's graduation. We were in the bleachers, and because the graduation was outside, and he came to the graduation, and he came where we were sitting, and he made this big old scene about her not marrying him in front of all these people. It was so funny, and she was not smiling at all, because I'm sure she was embarrassed, and I didn't want to laugh because I know she was mad, but it was too funny, and the people were laughing, and I was laughing, and he was talking about her not marrying him. He asked her to marry him again in front of all these people, and she was rolling her eyes. He was the funniest guy. But anyway, Al, happy birthday all the way in heaven, baby. I know we miss you. He was funny, y'all. That boy used to keep me laughing. All right, let's get on with these horoscopes. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Stay away from social unpleasantness. You are better off visiting friends or relatives than entertaining at home. You are best not to retaliate if members of the household are trying to pick a fight. Yeah, you know when people are trying to pick a fight with you, they do little things. If they're trying to pick a fight with you, go to your corner and stay there. Let it wear off. It's like them being drunk. Let the drunk wear off. Let the fight wear off, and then you come out. That's all. Taurus, praise will be yours if you have been pursuing your goals. Anger may cause you grief. Control your temper and try to sit back and calm down. Right? I want to say something else, but this is a family show. Calm down. Do not expect too much from others. Here's the thing. If you don't expect a lot, you won't be disappointed. So don't expect too much today, because you're not going to get it. I'm just trying to help you out, Taurus. Gemini, your personal life will still be experiencing difficulties, and you are best to avoid the issues for the time being. You will enjoy interaction with others today. Social events will be plentiful. You're going to get a lot of invites, Gemini, so you ain't going to have a lack of things to do. You're going to have a lot to do. You got to pick. That's how plentiful your social life is going to be right now. Yes, going out there, network, have some fun. Cancer, entertainment could be pleasing if it is an energetic nature. Okay, I get it. Your ability to talk circles around your colleagues will help you forge ahead in the workforce. You may find yourself changing plans for some form of entertainment. Boy, it's a party day today. I think all the horoscopes I read so far had some kind of entertainment in it. Go on, have some fun. Yes, have some entertainment in your life, Cancer. Enjoy yourself. It's going to be pleasing, especially if it has an energetic nature. I get it. Leo, you will enjoy interacting with those who come from different backgrounds. Your mind may be wandering to exotic destinations. You will find good vibes, and you will lift your spirits. Listen, nothing in the world like some good old retail therapy. So you're going to go find you some good vibes, and your spirit is going to be lifted right up. They're going to be lifted up when you buy something. You're going to get an infusion of adrenaline. You're going to feel good, some dopamine. Don't spend too much though, Leo. Don't spend too much. Do not spend too much. Virgo, this is a great day for family outings or just to drive. If you're willing to cut loose, you will find yourself in the midst of an exciting encounter. Okay, you got to cut loose foot loose. Cut loose, Virgo. Cut loose. Think twice before you say something you may regret later. So while you cutting loose now, be careful. Watch what you say, because you don't want to regret that stuff later, but you're going to have some fun. Yes. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after this song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Tyson. Stay tuned.
Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless. Do we need space? Yeah, maybe a break. Boy, you're my weakness. Give and we take, the love that we make, it's my favorite drug. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. You got me feeling some type of way. You make me wanna stay in all day. You're the reason I can't get out my head. I just can't stop thinking about you. 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 I just can't stop thinking about you.
Welcome back. It's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Tyson. We're gonna pick it up with Libra. Keep an open mind when listening to the opinions of others. Your high energy will enable you to take the role of leader in group functions. Your mate may not be too sure about your intentions. All right, here's the thing, Libra. If they got to question your intentions, you might want to make them clear. I don't know what you've been doing to make them wonder if your intentions are pure, but straighten it out if it's somebody that's important to you. Now, I will say this. If you don't care about letting them know what your intentions are, you may not want to be with that person. So stop wasting their time and yours, because that's what you're doing. Let them go. Don't try to hold on to them because you don't want them to go with anybody else. So because you're being selfish. So if you know your intentions are not the same intentions they have for you guys together, let them go. Do not do that. It's going to backfire in your face if you're selfish. I'm just trying to help and save you and them. Scorpio. You might be a tad overindulgent today. You may find that family members may not be too easy to get along with. Opportunities for partnerships are present, but get every detail in writing. Opportunities, Scorpio, great thing. Get it in writing. Because here's what I said about getting stuff in writing. You can't argue with black and white. Let me say that again. You cannot argue with black and white. If it's on paper and they signed off on it, oh yeah, you can't argue. Now, they got to sign off, Scorpio. Just giving them the paper without them signing off doesn't mean anything, because they can say I lost the paper. But you get a copy, they get a copy. Everybody know what's supposed to happen. It's in black and white. You signed off on it saying you understand and agree and acknowledge what you read. Sign off. Put your John Hancock on it. I'm just trying to help you out. It could be good, but get it in black and white. Sagittarius. Limitations set in if you haven't followed the rules. You may find that doing odd jobs around the house will be successful and appreciated by loved ones. Be honest with yourself before getting involved with someone who is likely to lead you on. Here's the thing, Sagittarius. If you already know that that's the wrong person, don't waste your time, right? Don't be so, don't be so closed-minded because you're just looking on the outside. You already know that person is not the person. They're going to lead you on. You're going to have false hope, and then your heart going to be broken. Don't do that to yourself because you're doing it to yourself because you already got the signs. It's not the one, but you're trying to make it be the one. You can't make it be the one. It's not the one. Me and my daughter had that conversation too. You can't make somebody be the one. They have to be the one. And you know that they are the one because you want to be where they are. And they want to be where you are. Not you over here and when the phone rings, you huff, oh God, that's not the one. Yeah, you know it's the one when the phone rings and you drop everything to answer it. Yeah. But you need to be the one for them and they need to be the one for you. Now it's one-sided if the phone rings and you drop everything to answer, but when you call, it got to ring 29 times and you got to call back 3 or 4 times. You ain't the one. There used to be this guy, and my mother loved this book, and she never read the book, but she saw the guy on Oprah, and he was talking about, he wrote this book called He's Just Not That Into You. And so my mother, she would roll with that. So whenever we were dating somebody and they were flaky, she'd be like, he just not that into you. And I remember one time she said to me, I think I said to her, man, I'm bored. She said, that means you're a boring person. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, if you're bored, that just means you're a boring person. And I'm like, why did she say that? So she had seen that on Oprah too, y'all. Somebody said that on Oprah. And so, but it was true. Because here's the thing. You don't have to be bored. It's too many things to do for you to be bored. So if you can't find anything that's going to excite you and entertain yourself, then you're a boring person. Just think about that because it's too much. It's too many things for people. Oh, God, I'm bored. You're a boring person. She told me that. I thought that was hilarious. Okay. Capricorn. Time is money and you must be ready to take action in order to reach your highest potential. Be prepared to counteract the damage the adversaries are about to create. Be willing to listen, but don't be fooled. Ooh, that's a good one. Be willing to listen, Capricorn, but don't be fooled. Don't fall for the okie doke. You can listen. I listen all the time to people. They be lying. I listen to people and they don't even know I'm listening. And here's when I say that they're talking, saying stuff, or not saying stuff. Because sometimes it's the things you don't say. Right? I'm good at that. Like I'll sit there and I'll listen. I'll watch. And I may not say a word. Not wanting to know why, because it's not that important to me. If it's important to me, I'm going to speak on it. If it's not important to me, but I need to see, I see you. I see you. I don't have to speak on it. I see you. You done showed me who you are, and I'm going to believe you. Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, oh my goodness. Yes. Aquarius. You need an energetic outlet that will help you dissipate your anxiety. Keep the promises you've made, or you can expect to be in the doghouse roof. You don't want to be there. You need to control your temper and deal with the situation rationally. Yeah, control yourself. Yeah, control your temper, because your temper can get you in trouble. It can make you look bad. It can make you feel bad later. I know, I've been there. So try to control your temperature. Your temper. Also, keep in mind, if you make a promise, keep the promise. Now, if it's some reason you just cannot keep the promise, then okay. But if you can keep the promise and not be in the doghouse, keep the freaking promise. All right, All right, Aquarius. All right, cool. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces, make changes around your house and plan to do some entertaining. Okay. You can make extra cash if you act on a hunch. That's not a good thing for me, fish, because I have too many hunches. Then I go off on a tangent of trying to make extra cash. So I don't know about you. I'm have to check the hunch out. Anyway, you will communicate easily and should be able to develop new friendships. I think I'm doing pretty good today with communications. I'm talking a lot. I feel energized. I do. Maybe because I got up and went to the gym early this morning. Yeah. Anyway, you want to make some extra cash, act on the hunch. But here's the thing. If you think you're going to get rich quick on it, you're not. You can act on the hunch all you want to fish, But don't think you're going to act on this hunch and you're going to get instantly rich. That's not going to happen. I'm just going to help you out right there. Ain't going to happen. You have to put some work into it. Act on the hunch if you may. Make the extra cash if you want to. Don't expect to get rich overnight. It doesn't happen like that. Unless you just happen to be fortunate enough to hit the lottery. And that's about 1 in 10 million chances. Yeah, it's a lot. Right now, I think the lottery is $600 million. I'm sure people are going to lose their mind today playing the lottery. I need to go get it. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's over $600 million a day. That is a lot of freaking money. I don't even know what I would do with $600 million. I got 3 things I want to get. After I do that, then what? I just got a lot of money. I find something though. I'll find a lot of people to bless. My husband say to me all the time, you gonna give all the money away. I say I ain't gonna give it all away, but I'm gonna give a lot of it away. What am I gonna do with it? Like, once I buy the little 3 things, I don't want but 3 things. That's all. That's all I want. A house that I build up from the ground the way I want it. A new car, maybe 2. A truck and a car. That's all I really want. I don't have a whole lot of wants. I want my dream house. I want a new car. And maybe a truck, like another SUV. I want an SUV and a car. Because I haven't had a car since about 1992. Yeah, I haven't owned a car. I've always, after my last car, I've only driven SUVs. So I would like to have a car and another SUV. And my dream house with a pond. That's what I want. Like, that's the dream. That's it. Outside of excellent health and wonderful relationship with family and friends and the opportunity to have a bunch of experiences, yeah. Not a lot. I'm not a material person, so I don't need a whole lot of material crap. A whole lot of gadgets, yeah, probably. I probably have a ton of gadgets now. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm a gadget chick. Like, I like technology. So that would probably be it. Anyway, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thoughts. Now let's get on to some news you can use. All right, well, listen here. I got to tell y'all something. KFC has some chicken nuggets, right? They're fried chicken nuggets. However, there's no chicken in them. Yeah, yep. They said they taste like chicken, but it's not chicken. It's a plant-based fried chicken nugget alternative called Beyond Fried Chicken. I've had some vegan chicken before, and when I tell you I didn't even know I wasn't eating chicken, it was delicious. And it wasn't chicken. It was some kind of plant-based chicken. And I'm thinking, what the heck? And I didn't know until I went to I told y'all I'm a geek. Like, I like technology, so I'm a geek. I'm working on something too. That's exciting. I can't tell y'all what it is right now. I'll tell you later. But it's an NFT. Let me say that. It's an NFT. So just know that I'm going to have an NFT coming out in a second. I'm going to have a couple of them, but this is the first one. Anyway, y'all like technology. I went to this thing. It was called Startup Weekend. It was in Baltimore, and for the whole weekend, you go there and you have to come up with these ideas, and they're going to launch as a business. And the group that launches the best business won $2,500. So I went there because I thought that was amazing. I'm like, that's amazing, right? So I go there, and they provided food. I think I paid $130 for the entire weekend, which was really nice. I went by myself, and it was hundreds of people there in the room, and it was all these younger people. They would had these great ideas. I had some good ideas too. And so this one guy shot my idea down, which I could smack myself for listening to him. He's like, I think that already exists. I don't think it existed at all. And I'm not going to tell y'all what it is, because I might go back and launch that one day, because it was a really great idea. And it was in the sports arena. And I thought it was pretty cool. Now, with technology the way it is right now, it could definitely be done. Like, back then when I was trying to do it, I didn't see it, but he's like, it's already something like that. Me not thinking, like, well, what if it is? It's not like the way I'm going to do it, which it wasn't, which now I believe I could launch something even better. But anyway, they had food all weekend. So the first couple of days, we had like all these different vegetables. Like, I had this really green, I don't know what that thing was. It wasn't broccoli. It might have been broccoli rabe. I don't think it was broccoli rabe, but it was a green, that may have been kale. Because at that time, I had never eaten kale before. It might have been kale because it was really, really green. And it wasn't cooked down to mush like a collard green. It was like steamed really good. And then they had this chicken. And the whole time, I'm sitting there eating all vegan food and had no idea until somebody said, oh my God, when they going to bring the real food? Which they were talking about pizza. It was hilarious. That was the real food. And And I'm looking like, what is this? They was like, that's vegan food. I'm like, vegan? It was delicious. So I said all that to say, KFC got this new chicken nugget out. I don't know what it tastes like. But it's plant-based. It's called Beyond Fried Chicken. And it's going to be added to the menus Monday for a limited time. Now, I don't know how long it's going to be there. It's going to be for a limited time. They're trying to give you some plant-based foods, because they sell chicken. So they can't give you plant-based hamburgers or plant-based sausages. They got to give you some plant-based chicken. So now they got plant-based chicken nuggets. So check it out. You might like it. I don't know. All I want to eat from KFC is a chicken thigh. So I don't eat a chicken sandwich. I don't eat nothing. I go there, I get me a chicken thigh and a coleslaw. So I can't even imagine eating the Beyond Chicken because I don't want that. So listen, I get it. It's going to help somebody. It won't help me because I don't want it. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after this song to give you more of the rundown about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County and beyond. Stay tuned.
Sure we had fun tonight. You and me felt alright. But it's time you pick up your phone. You won't be worth my while. Me and you won't work out. Pick it up, pack it up, get a cab and go. It's not your fault, my baby. It's not on you, my baby. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. You deserve somebody who's loving you. You shouldn't call me later. Promise it's for the better. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. Cause I got a rule. I hold on to my heart. Share with nobody. I don't want nobody else. Yeah, I hold on to my heart. Give it up for nobody. I just keep it to myself. I ain't got room for love. I don't need stars above. All I need is my precious space. Yeah. Why you so serious? Can't you just be mine for a night, my love? Take it off, put it on, then be on your way. It's not your fault, my baby. It's not on you, my baby. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. You deserve somebody who's loving you. You shouldn't call me later. Promise it's for the better. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. Cause I got a rule. I hold on to my heart. Share with nobody. I don't want nobody else. Yeah, I hold on to my heart. Give it up for nobody. I just keep it to myself. I've been too hurt before. I've been through hell and more. So I hold on to my heart. I've been alone before. This way I won't get bored. So I hold on to my heart. It's not your fault, my baby. It's not on you, my baby. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. You deserve somebody who's loving you. You shouldn't call me later. Promise it's for the better. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. Cause I got a rule. I hold on to my heart. Share with nobody. I don't want nobody else. Yeah, I hold on to my heart. Give it up for nobody. I just keep it to myself. I've been too hurt before. I've been through hell and more. So I hold on to my heart. I've been alone before. This way I won't get bored. So I hold on to my heart.
Welcome back. It's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney giving you the daily rundown about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County and beyond. So yesterday, the commission passed the budget for 2022, which is over $2 billion for the year. Yes. It's up 8.1% from last year. But the county's officials said they do not anticipate a tax increase. The vote was unanimous, and they passed the budget. Our chairwoman, Nicole Love Hendrickson, said, I'm very proud to be able to pass this budget, and she was. So the budget was first proposed in November last year, but they had to make some adjustments, and they did that. And some of the adjustment included adding an additional $550,000 to support indigent Medicare, more than $425,000 for return postage for absentee ballots, which I think is important, especially with the upcoming election that's coming around the corner. They also put $250,000 toward affordable housing, which we know is a huge issue here in Georgia, not just Gwinnett County. So $250,000 is going to be allocated for affordable housing. The budget also contains $1.6 billion in operating expenses, 2/3 of which go to public safety and public works. Another $455 million goes to dedicated for capital improvements such as facilities, roads, and parks. So to read the whole list about what's included in the budget, go to ajc.com and you'll find it there. Well, the election is going to be a hot year this year. For election coming up is going to be a hot year. Everybody's running for every seat. There's just a lot going on. So Nabilah Islam, they're taunting her to be the AOC of Georgia, right? Because AOC is outspoken and she says what she want to say, and she fights, and so they say Nabilah is the same way, and they're calling her the AOC of Georgia, which I thought was pretty interesting. Anyway, she has entered into the race again. And it's my understanding that when she ran last time, she did some amazing things, raised a lot of money, formed her own PAC, just did some crazy things after the election, and she raised a lot of money. And now she's going, she's going at it again. So anyway, Democratic activist Nabilah Islam entered the race for an open Georgia seat yesterday with the pledge to fight for racial justice, expand voting rights, and expand Medicaid. She will face State Representative Beth Moore, a second-term legislator, for his newly redrawn seat. So this is one of these seats that was created when they redrew the maps. And so Beth, and I talked about this earlier when they redrew the map, Beth said she was going to run for that seat. So now Nabilah says she's going to run for it. They redrew the maps, and the way they redrew them, it opened up some new seats. It created some new seats that weren't there before. Same thing they're trying to do here in Gwinnett County. Like, they redrew the maps, and they want to open up 5 new commissioner seats. And the commissioner is saying, we don't need more seats. We redrew our own map, and they did. We talked about that on Monday. But anyway, Nabilah said, I'm running. She says to wait for health care because we can't afford it. That's nonsense. Yeah, there's an urgency there. There's an urgency, and it is. It's sad that people can't go to the hospital because they don't have health care. It's a sad thing. And you would think in a country like the United States of America, health care would not be an issue. It is an issue. It is an issue. Health care is free in a lot of countries, not here in the United States. You got to pay for everything. Hell, you pretty much got to pay for air to breathe if you want some clean air. I'm just saying, it's the truth. Now, would I want to live anywhere else in the world? Probably not. So I'm just going to stay here and deal with it. Anyways, Nabilah is 32 years old. She embraced the label as Georgia's AOC after she earned U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez endorsement during her unsuccessful 2020 run for the U.S. House Senate. So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez endorsed her, and so they call her the AOC of Georgia. So she was like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the title. Yes. Anyway, she's a Lawrenceville native. And she campaigned for Medicare for all and a $15 minimum wage increase during her campaign. So she's at it again, y'all. Let's see what happens. This is going to be a heated election all across the board. We got Carolyn Bardo, Donna McLeod, and Lucy McBeth running for the same seat. Now we got Beth Moore and Nabilah running for the same seat. We got Matthew Wilson and Janice, I forgot her name, running for insurance commissioner. I don't know who's running for labor board commissioner against Nicole Horn, but I'm sure we'll find out. And for you to stay on top of what's going on in the political world, be sure to tune in every Sunday at 1 p.m. live to Popcorn and Politics. That show is hosted by myself and Derek J. Wilson. We are talking to movie shakers and makers, political candidates, and political leaders on that show. So be sure to tune in every Sunday, 1 p.m. live. You can go to facebook.com and look for Popcorn and Politics, I think, or Progressive Politics or Progressive Popcorn. It's one of those. Just look under Noise Media. Noise Media is where all my shows are streamed to. So check that out, because we're streaming live on LinkedIn, so you can check it out there as well. But anyway, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting because it's gonna be a crowded space. So let's check it out. To read more about what's going on in the world of politics today, because you can't listen to me on Sunday yet because Sunday's not here, go to ajc.com and click on politics, and you will see the rundown about what's happening in the world of politics. All right, cool. Now let's get on with this $1 million a year talk. I talk about for the next 300, well, I think I'll be on the air 206 days or something like that. But for the next 200 days, I'll be talking about things that I'm doing to have $1 million a year. And earlier I talked about me having books. I've written, I want to say 7 to 8 books. It may be more, y'all, because I've been writing for a long time. I'm writing a new book, and I had an epiphany about what I wanted to do. So having a business for me is about building a brand, right? Good Morning Gwinnett is my baby. That's why I get up faithfully every day and I do it, because it's my baby. This time last year I was a hot mess because I lost my mom, but I still came and talked to you guys. I was on a ranch last year with horrible reception, and I tried to make sure I talked to y'all, because the reception was so bad. So this is my baby, and I have embraced that this is my baby. And my goal is to take this baby as far, to grow it up until it's grown. It's not grown yet. It's 4 years old. It's 4 years old. So my goal is to raise it until it gets to the point where it's successful and it's standing on its own. Right? That's my goal. And so one of the things I have done in the past is I've written books, and I've connected my Amazon account to my blog. And on the Good Morning Gwinnett website, I have about 4 or 5 blogs on that one website. And so I'm going to do the same thing now, because the goal is to make sure people can find me on every platform possible so they can get this content. They can hear me talk about what's going on in Gwinnett County. They can hear me talk about what's going on in Georgia. They can hear me talk about a little bit of politics. They can hear me talk about the horoscopes and play music. They can hear me just have a good time and understand that she's doing something that she loves, running her mouth every day, and she's making a good living, and she's having a lot of fun. So I want to be able to get that out to everybody. You need to have a business that's going to make you have fun, right? I know some people will beg to differ, but if you don't like it, you're not going to do it very long. Even if you do it well for a few years, you're not going to do it very long. I know, because I've been down that road. Remember, I've been in this game for 25 years. I know a little something about a little something, right? I know a little something. And people can say whatever they want to say. If you don't like something, it ain't gonna work for you. You gotta do, and I know this is a cliche, but you gotta do that thing even if nobody's paying you any attention or paying you any money. When you can do something like that, you're on the right track. Eventually the money will come. I know it will come, because that's what's happening. So for 2 years, I talk, nothing happened. Last year had the best year ever, even though it was one of the worst years. Even though I had a really rough time last year, it was one of my best financial years ever. And I'm thinking, wow, that was pretty cool. Even though I lost my mom, I was sick, thought I was going to die. That was rough, scared that my kid was going to die, my husband was going to die, my brother, because we were all sick. But we pulled through. We lost our mom, and it was a good year overall. So, and I do this every day. So you have to be creative, but not go crazy. It's just being creative all over the place. Pick the things that light you up. I could have easily started a course, right? I could have easily started a course and, did all this stuff and planned a product launch and drove myself absolutely crazy, because that's what I have done in the past. I'm going to create a course and I got to plan a launch. No, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write the book. I'm going to do some PR around the book. I'm going to put the book on Amazon, and I'm going to have some fun. That's my process. Because that's the process that I like to do. That's the process that I can do without me stressing out. If I got to write the course, record the course, find a platform to put the course on, then I got to launch the course, I got to do the pre-launch for the course. I'm not going to do that. And what happens is, because it's too much for me, nothing gets done. And I know I want to do something to educate people about what I'm doing, right? I want to educate people about podcasting. It's a ton of podcast information out there. I'm talking about a ton. But there's not any out there about the way I do it. There's not. Because I do it my way. It's in my head. So I had to take my information out of my head, talk about the platform that I love, and I'm going to put it in a book. My way. It's my way. Now, you may take what you need from that and say, okay. Or you can say, oh my God, I didn't know she did it that way. Right? But you can do it. You can take that information, you can create something that you love, and put your spin on it. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. I tried that. It's stressful. And when it's stressful for me, nothing gets done, right? I went to this one lady. I was going to let her write my course, right? She told me $8,000. I was like, what the hell are you going to do for $8,000 to do my course? Oh, yeah, we'll do the whole thing for you, everything, the website, the this and that. We're going to write the whole course. I'm thinking $8,000 though. Now, I'm not knocking her hustle. That's her hustle. And she's doing really well. I'm talking about extremely well. I just couldn't see me paying $8,000 for that. It didn't make sense. Not for me. For somebody who said, I really want a course, I just don't have time to do it. I got $8,000 to drop on for somebody to do it. I'm going to do that. I couldn't say that because I didn't feel that. Right? I didn't feel like, and I wasn't convinced it was going to be successful. Like, I'm going to drop $8,000. Do I get any guarantees? And there's no, because you can't get guarantees. Nothing is guaranteed. Well, I don't know if I want to drop $8,000 without a guarantee. So I didn't do a course. I stressed about it, and I probably could have done it, but I didn't. And I probably should have done it, do it my way, but I didn't. Now, that being said, once I write the book, I probably will do a course, but it's going to be done my way. I'm not going to have to do the course, do the pre-launch, do the pre-launch, do the pre-launch, do the precursor to the pre-launch. I'm not doing all that. And I know it works. I get it. It stresses me out. It stresses me out. And I ain't got $8,000 to drop on nobody to do all that. Or 12. I talked to one guy, and I believed he could help me. He was like, yeah, it's a $12,000 program, but because you came to us through this person right here, we're going to give it to you for 10. And I was like, okay. I have not found that thing that made me say, I'm just going to drop $10,000 on anything. I have not found that. I don't know. Maybe I'm cheap. Maybe I got a scarcity mentality when it comes to that. I don't know. What I do know is I can write a book. So, all of that stuff being said, my plan right now, 2 things. Write the book. Focus on SEO. Those are my things. So everything I'm doing right now is about writing and focusing on local SEO and voice SEO. That's my plan for the next 90 days. And I'm excited about that plan. And I'm going to tell you about where I am, how I'm doing, so you'll find out what I'm doing about the book. You'll find out what I'm doing about local SEO. And you'll find out what I'm doing about voice SEO. Yes, there's a such thing as voice SEO. Yes, it is. And it's more relevant than you probably think. Some of you probably have never heard of voice SEO. Some of you probably have never heard of SEO, period. Let alone local and voice. I know that's some new stuff. But those are things that I've heard about for the last 5 years. And voice has kind of popped out probably in the last 3 years, right? Since I've been in streaming since 13. So that's what? It's 8 years. I've been in streaming technology for 8 years. Now I've been in podcasting since 2009. Now voice SEO and all this kind of stuff is out there. And so I'm going to tell y'all what I'm doing. You can follow along. You can follow along what I'm doing. But I want you to know that for this next 90 days, I'll be talking about publishing this new book. And I publish plenty. I got journal. I have a journal. I have a podcast journal on Amazon. Some books on Amazon. I got a documentary on Amazon. I love Amazon. I know people be like, oh my God, he doesn't pay taxes. Fine, he doesn't. But he gives me an outlet to put my stuff on to sell. Right? He gives me an outlet for that. So that's my focus. First 90 days, local SEO, voice SEO, and writing this book. I'll be talking about that process for the next 90 days. That's what I'll be doing. So be sure to stick around and listen to that because that can help you. That can help you figure out what you should be doing. So I just have to figure out how I want to talk to you guys. I don't want to be so jumbled up where you can't follow. So I'm probably going to talk about local SEO and voice SEO Mondays and Tuesdays, and then Wednesdays and Thursdays I'll be talking about book publishing. So that way you can kind of follow along with me as I do this journey, and whatever else I have to throw in for that week. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So be sure to tune in, even if you can't listen to the first part of the show. At least try to get on by 10:30, 10:35, 40ish, because that way you can follow me as I talk about Monday and Tuesday. It'll be SEO, voice SEO. Wednesday and Thursdays it'll be book publishing. Now on Thursdays, if I have a guest, it'll be a guest, so I won't be talking about that. I'll be talking to the guest. But Monday and Wednesday, be sure to follow because that's SEO and local SEO. So starting next week, that's what I'll be talking about. That's what I'll be doing because that's what I'm focused on for the next 90 days. Those things specifically, all right? And then when I go to my networking events, my goal is to talk to 300 people a quarter and network with 300 people a quarter. That is a lot of folks, y'all. And I'm trying to figure out how to do that safely. I haven't figured that out quite just yet. But one of the things I have done is set up my own meetup called the Gwinnett Business Breakfast Club. Our first meeting is the Friday the 14th at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm looking forward to that. I already got 2 people registered. So yay, 2 people registered for the Gwinnett Business Breakfast Club. That's going to be at the Peachtree Cafe located at 30 South Clayton Street in Lawrenceville. So if you are, if you would like to go and somebody Lupe Austin. This is the first time I've ever gotten a message in my chat room while I've been doing the show. So she said, hey, let me see what he said. Find me. Lupe, listen, I could shout you out, baby, but listen, it's about, you gotta, listen, email me, Audrey. I'm gonna type this to you. You want me to shout you out? I'm all about having fun and making money. You want me to shout you out? Here you go. Shoot me an email. I'll shoot you a link and I will shout you out. Yes. Lupe said, shout me out. I'll shout you. Listen, you need a shout out on this show. Shout outs are $45. Yes, I will shout you out. Absolutely. That's the first time somebody ever sent me a chat message. I've been using Spreaker for 4 years and nobody has ever sent me a message in the chat. I forgot I could chat on this thing. But anyway, make sure to tune in. I'll be talking about those things next week, and tomorrow I'll be talking about the book process. So I'm going to talk about what I'm doing to do the book. Why am I doing this book? And then next week I'll be talking about Monday and Tuesday, SEO, voice SEO. Thursday and Friday I'll be talking about book publishing if I don't have a guest on Thursday. All right, follow along. If you have the desire to have $1 million year, follow along because that's what I'm doing. I'm rolling to the $1 million year. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to my last song. I'll be back after this song to give you my word of inspiration for the day, so stay tuned. Welcome back. That's all I got for you today. But before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration for the day. Here goes. It says, to improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. Now, let me just say this. And Winston Churchill said that he was right. There, to me, is no such thing as being perfect, right? There's never, not for me. And I don't know, maybe Winston Churchill was perfect. What I would say is to change, to be perfect, to be great, you got to change often. That's not being perfect. That's being great. To be excellent, you got to change often. You got to make adjustments along the way. You know, if you want to improve, you make changes. To be excellent, you got to keep making changes, because there is never a perfect. Perfect is like a destination you never get to, because something about you and the things you do is going to have some imperfection to them. Let me just say that again. Something about you and what you do, there's going to be some imperfections. I don't care. In there somewhere. So I won't say strive for being perfect, but what I will say is strive for being excellent. And to be excellent, you got to change. You got to change the way you do things, change the way you look at things, change the way you act, change the way you say things. There's a lot of changes that comes with being excellent. But here's the thing. You can get the excellent. Yes, you can. I don't believe you can get the perfect. Now, that's just my opinion. Some people may differ. That's just my opinion. So strive for excellence, y'all. I'm striving for excellence. Yes, that's why I keep learning. I keep trying. All right, that's all I got for you. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 4 minutes with me, and I love you and appreciate you for that, because you could have been anywhere, but you were here with me, and I thank you for that. If you missed any episode of this show, be sure to go to goodmorningwithnette.com to listen to past episodes there. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Good Morning with Net. Follow me on Facebook at Good Morning with Net, and follow me on the Twitter at Jim Gwinnett, the number 1. If you listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, find your favorite 2 episodes and give it 5 stars. Love, like, and subscribe to the show, and drop me a comment. Thank you again, Lupe, for dropping in on me. That's the first time that has ever happened on this show while I was live, which I thought that was pretty darn cool. So thanks for dropping in. Go to me, email me if you want me to shout your show out. Audrey at goodmorningwithnette.com. Audrey at goodmorningwithnette.com. And I'll be happy. And listen, if y'all want to chat with me, drop in the chat like Lupe did. She just dropped in. I'm looking like, wait a minute. Does that say chat? It really does. So thank you again, Lupe, for dropping in. Listen, guys, y'all stay safe out there. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Listen, stay safe. Tell your family and friends you love them. And until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.